Okay, so good afternoon. And I am Denise Main. I am the Executive Director here at Sunrise Family Resource Center, and I'd like to thank everybody for coming out on this nice warm autumn day. We're here today to celebrate our community partners and recognize our staff. We have a wonderful staff here, and this is we usually, for the past 30 or so years, have a wonderful annual meeting where we share a meal with our board members, our staff, our families, and community partners and friends of Sunrise. And of course, this year, we usually have about 65 to 100 people attend that evening, and it was set for today. But you know, with COVID, we're not able to do that. So we have this outdoor event because we just could not give up the opportunity to honor our community partners and our staff. So we have sort of this drive-by event so that we can still host this. And we're very thankful for Cat TV coming today and filming this for us. And I would like to invite Peter. Where is Peter? I'm giving you a nice introduction. So we have with us today two of our board members. We have Peter Lawrence, our vice chair, and we have Kathy Thompson, our secretary, and they are going to do the honors of presenting their awards. Thank you.
Well, I guess so people can hear me, I'll pull this off for now and stand away. But I'm really glad to be here, and I just really want to thank Denise and the whole staff of Sunrise for all the really hard work and dedication they put in, always, but particularly during the pandemic. They've really been a tremendous benefit to our whole community, and they deserve a lot of appreciation, and they deserve awards, but we're only giving awards to a few people today. So the first person that we're giving an award to is a Distinguished Service Award that I'm really glad to be able to give to Mary Garish. In her work with the Bennington Housing Authority, Mary Garish is a champion for families. She enthusiastically welcomed Sunrise's playgroup to their community room at the Willowbrook apartment complex. She has been a gracious playgroup host, rearranging the space, offering to store materials, and even going door to door with her staff to share flyers, inviting families to join in the fun. Mary is extremely responsive and knowledgeable concerning the Bennington Housing Authority. She keeps families well informed regarding their status on the apartment waiting list, often providing additional information and options that help move families into housing sooner. Families feel she is genuinely interested in helping them. She is an innovative thinker and a true leader in our community advocating for human rights. She is a key member of Rights and Democracy here in Bennington, and she's also on the board of Turning Point, our substance abuse program in Bennington. Sunrise is grateful for the collaboration efforts both Mary and the Bennington Housing Authority have offered our staff in supporting families within Bennington County. She is a kind, caring, compassionate person, and her commitment to strengthening families is remarkable. We are honored to recognize Mary and the staff at Bennington Housing Authority for their community involvement, their growth, and all the work that she and they do. Mary?
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is totally wonderful. I'm going to turn this towards the camera. I'm so honored and proud and really humbled because this award is really not about me as a person. This award is about a lot of teams in our community who can come together to help provide family sufficiency, family education, keep families together, and get them housed. And at the Bennington Housing Authority, I've been really pleased and honored to work with one of the best teams I've ever worked with in my life, anywhere. And I've had a lot of jobs because it's been more than half a century that I've been doing various kinds of work. So I'd like to thank Lindsay Voida, our director, and Penny Taylor, our Section 8 administrator, as well as Amber Bills and Jade Taylor, who are our senior administrators, for all the good work they do in trying to get people housing. And it's funny because we're constrained by a lot of really strict HUD regulations. That's where we get our funding from. But they are very innovative and creative to try and find situations that will help everybody and still comply with the HUD regulations. The other thing I'd like to do is to thank Sunrise and to thank Sunrise's board and Sunrise's executive director, Denise, and their whole staff, because I've been in Bennington, I guess about 12 years now, and I've always been active in community organizations and issues, just because I feel like we all have to do that. Peter mentioned I'm really big on human rights, and that includes trying to somehow combine with all the other people that have skills and talents to let everybody live a dignified life in our town. And so Sunrise has done this for parents and children, particularly young children, with their daycare programs. They provide educational programs, all that a family would need to become a stable, self-sufficient family. And what's even better is their team, and we work mostly with Rick, and I want to thank Rick for everything he does, because just as an aside, there are families that we would love to house at the Housing Authority, but without the support of their Sunrise worker, or even more than just their Sunrise worker, could be other workers in town, we wouldn't be able to, because they don't know anything about housekeeping. And there are certain standards, according to HUD, that we have to comply with. They might not know anything about budgeting or so that they can pay their rent. This is all something that everybody needs in order to live a dignified life. Housing and education, they intersect with everything else you need to do in your life. And so our team at Bennington Housing Association has been combined with your team at Sunrise, and it feels like we're all one team. And by putting our heads together, we're able to come up with a lot of creative alternatives for young families and old families here in the area. And what we really need in our community, especially in these times of strife and COVID, which is just driving everyone crazy in one way or another, whether it's that I can't see the people's faces I'm talking to because they have masks on, or whether it's because of lack of human contact, like shaking hands, hugging, right? And this impacts everybody, and it certainly impacts all of the people who are homeless in our town, who are very many, by the way. There are still many people living in motels. And thanks to Sunrise and the Housing Authority and other community partners, we have been able to at least decrease that a little. And I really look forward to the day when, acting as a team, all the organizations in town can cut that down to the bare minimum. So I would like to thank you, Sunrise, for giving us at the Bennington Housing Authority the opportunity to work with you on these creative solutions. And as I said, I'm most honored, as are all my coworkers, to receive this award. Thank you so much.
And now it's my pleasure to award the first Individual Community Service Award to Alex Gallagher, an intern from Bennington College. As a college student, Alexander Gallagher was assigned to us as an intern. he took a very thoughtful approach to his assignment. Researching the mission of Sunrise in advance of our initial meeting, he asked very pertinent questions about our program, the vulnerable population we serve, etc. When we first met, he was excited, very enthusiastic, and committed to find the right fit for his term. He entertained our questions and offered up his strengths and weaknesses in response to our inquiry. Since Alex's college experience was in arts and literature, we soon landed on a project that would benefit many families from throughout Bennington County. Alex thoughtfully chose to read and record children's literature that represented a well-rounded aspect of societal and emotional issues faced by little children today. He gathered from long-time classics like Stella Luna, The Serpent Slayer, and The Dandelion Seed, along with our suggestions as well. Alex skillfully animated parts of each story to provide an engaging platform. His creativity was so apparent in the age-appropriate activities he complemented the stories with, and the softness of his voice as he delivered the storyline. They are beautiful works of art. These stories are presently being broadcast on Cat TV in Bennington over 180 times per week. Thank you, Alex, for your thoughtful, beautiful gifts of literature. We're sure these will be enjoyed by many children in our community for years to come.
Thank you. Hi. I'm not really one for public speaking, but I'm really honored to be receiving this and to have been able to work with an organization that does so many important things for this community. I'm new to Bennington, but it's clear that people like the people at Sunrise bring so much love to this town, and I feel like that makes it a really beautiful place, and I was really glad to do these videos and to help out. Thank you.
I am also really honored and pleased who's coming up as we speak, to also give, Sunrise is also giving an individual community service award to Christine Dickinson. Christine Dickinson is a reach-up case manager for the state of Vermont, where she goes above and beyond with clients, always making sure their individual and family needs are met. As a vital community partner, Christine uses her excellent communication skills to brainstorm solutions to challenging situations, always keeping families at the forefront. She is skilled in working with youth at risk, in coaching, in crisis intervention, case management, and career assessment. Bennington County families are fortunate to have Christine as a strong community and social services advocate. She's always pleasant and helpful. She's an avid live music fan. She's always joyfully willing to share recommendations, and maybe when she accepts this award, she'll give a recommendation or two. Christine, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say a few words?
If you
There we go. Okay. So I just want to thank Lori and the staff for the nomination, and want to say that I have been pleasantly working with Sunrise probably for about 20 years. I think Denise and I were discussing that, in the role of both a youth worker and in the last 5 years working with families at Economic Services. So thank you for the honor as well. Perfect. Thank you. New times.
Yeah. They just came.
Oh,
Look at this timing.
beautiful.
Come on up here and stand close.
And now I'm going to give the first Community Partner Award. And I'm very pleased to give that award, or we are very pleased to give that award to Green Mountain Community Network Incorporated. The Green Mountain Community Network was founded to manage the Green Mountain Express, which has safely and efficiently provided transportation services for 35 years. With support from a contract with the Child Development Division's Children's Integrated Services, transportation to and from early care and education programs is provided for children 6 weeks to kindergarten age when qualified. During the pandemic, they took on the challenge of transporting 6 additional children who were unable to receive support from other local providers. The network is also offering fare-free rides through the month of December. When transportation is on the agenda, Green Mountain is a consistent community-wide team player offering out-of-the-box ideas. Pleased to come up and receive your award.
Perfect.
So, thank you. We're very honored for this award today. And I'd like to say on behalf of the Green Mountain Community Network, I'd like to thank Sunrise Family Center for this recognition. To receive such an honor within the community is a wonderful thing. But in these challenging times of a global pandemic, it's a testament to the hard work of the entire crew at Green Mountain Community Network. The current climate has made things challenging for any organization, and we're proud to be part of the Bennington community, working with our partner agencies such as Sunrise to meet the needs of community members. Today I have with me Tammy LaFlamme, who works in our office, but during the COVID-19 challenges, she's also become a bus aide to help the children get to their preschool and daycare. Tammy's just one example of how we are adapting to meet the needs of the community. We will continue to adapt and move forward one day at a time as a community united. Again, on behalf of the entire team at Green Mountain Community Network, thank you to Sunrise. We really appreciate this award.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep, thank you.
I'm also honored to give the other Community Partner Service Award to the Second Chance Animal Shelter. I believe Kathy Komar is here to accept it, and Santana. The pandemic forced Second Chance Animal Shelter to decrease its hours of operation, reduce personnel, and limit its services. However, this did not stop Kathy Komar and her dedicated staff from serving families and animals during this trying time. They worked collaboratively with Sunrise and the Bennington Housing Authority to assist a family with their many cats and kittens. While this was not the first time the shelter assisted the family with this challenge, they treated the family with dignity and respect, partnering with them to avoid a recurrence of the situation. 12 cats and kittens were surrendered to the shelter for adoption. 2 additional cats are being returned to the family with services provided at no cost. All cats and kittens will be spayed and neutered, receive vaccinations and flea treatments. Second Chance Animal Shelter is truly a community resource for companion animals and for their families. And Kathy, if you come up, and Santana. Thank you. Did you wish to say a few words?
Yeah, I'll just say a couple words. It's hard to believe, but Second Chance has actually been part of the Bennington County community for over 60 years. Throughout this entire time, our mission has always been to create programs and services that promote responsible pet ownership within the community. So whether you want to adopt a pet, you need to get your cat or dog spayed or neutered, or if you need financial assistance with emergency vet bills, our Second Chance is always here to help, and we do our best to do what we can for everybody and anybody in our service area. So to us, this award affirms our position as a very important part of the community, and we thank Sunrise for this very special acknowledgement. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm doing masks, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have the pleasure of honoring the people who have made masks, which has been so important during this time of COVID. As you can tell, we're all masked up here to keep everybody safe. And at first I want to acknowledge Mona Gothier. She made about 150 masks for adults and children. And I just think that's just such a wonderful thing. Mona, would you like to come up? Oh,
I do this.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Mona. And I don't see Laura Biddle here, but I know Laura well. I work with her. I teach at the Early Childhood Center with Laura, and she is incredible with a sewing machine, and she has made 35 masks for children and youth. Elise Fielding, is Elise here? Elise has made 18 masks for early care and education staff. Mary Beth Bennett and Rob Zink from Green Mountain Mask Makers have made masks. And April Knapp has made 20 masks for adults. I just think it's just terrific. I want everybody to give a big round of applause. Because even if they're not here, maybe they'll watch this and know how much we appreciate what they've done for us. Thank you.
If Laura comes, we'll have her come on.
Okay. I think you're on.
Okay, so I'll do Daisy.
Oh, I'm doing Sharon.
I can do Daisy.
Okay. That's
Okay.
We might have to stop in a minute.
All right, we're going to take a brief break. Okay.
We'd like to honor Laura Biddle for making 35 masks for children and youth in such an important time when masks are so necessary. Laura, would you like to come up?
Thank you, Laura.
Some more.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Feel free to say anything if you want, Laura. Well, I would like to say, oh, I can? Okay.
I just wanted to say that I didn't do that alone because I had some people donate materials. So thank you to the people who donated the materials.
So, remember to take your mask. All set?
Sharon and Dave are here.
I'd like to honor a Sunrise retiree, Sharon Millett. Sharon is a 10-year veteran of Sunrise, a former Bonnie Prentice awardee, a grandmother, a great-grandmother to 56, a woman whose welcome presence was one of patience, love, and smiles, is retiring. Throughout her time at Sunrise, she fed, loved, hugged, and nurtured numerous children and staff at our early child care and education program. Her quick wit, bubbly laughter, and a big smile was her daily routine as she traversed through 244 on her way out at the end of her day. She was always the first one to lend a hand in need. We feel so incredibly fortunate to have had Sharon on our team for those so many years. She'll be remembered fondly, missed deeply, and celebrated widely as she enters this new chapter in her life. We wish you the best in your retirement, Sharon. You certainly deserve it.
Sharon, these are for you.
Thank you. I'm overwhelmed. Oops, I got my glasses. I'm overwhelmed. You know, it's been a treat to be with all of you when I miss you all. And I'll be by and visit and make sure everything's still going. I just can't thank you enough.
we have another retiree to honor. And as we celebrate David Flight's 5 years at Sunrise as our Job Club coordinator, and we celebrate his retirement, I want to read the following verse, which was written at the 2019 Fall Staff Retreat by David for our Sunrises From poem. And this is by David Flight. I am from Sunrise, in the very heart of Bennington, where the experience of helping and caring and feeling deeply about the important work we do keeps me contributing to a shared sense of community, where our work with a largely invisible population can be both satisfying and heart-wrenching in the same moment, where our staff feels like family and fills me with pride to be a part of something bigger than myself, where friends come and go like the seasons but leave pieces of themselves that linger still, where days such as this remind me of the glue that binds us together, the strongest bond of all, love. I am from here, I am from us, and I will always be ready for whatever is next. David, we thank you for the many smiles. Here's to your enjoying whatever comes next.
Thank you, Peter. Very nice, a pint glass. I can hardly wait. If a fly lands on my head, you'll tell me, right? Okay, good. I was really thankful when I came on board at Sunrise. In your late 50s, finding another job is quite a challenge. And sometimes keeping it can be just as challenging. But it's really about connections here at Sunrise. As I look around the massive crowd that gathers, I see so many people I have more than one connection beyond just Sunrise. Old students from my science teaching days and others. And I think that's the thing I would allow people to contemplate here at my retirement. It's the connections that you make here that can last much longer and deeper. I see people that I know from Sunrise and from the middle school all around town on the few times that I come out of the hollow into town. Mm-hmm. It's those connections that make what we do so deeply meaningful and powerful. So thank you for the last 5 years of my professional career and for the last couple of months of coming back, working 2 days and having 5 days off, which is the opposite of what I was doing. It's pretty darn good. My 90-year-old mother thanks you very much because I get 3 days with her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Peter.
Okay.
And we're going to start with Caitlin Harrington, who's our Youth Development Coordinator. Come on, Caitlin. And Caitlin is a one-person show, and I think that'll be it. We'll just do that. Thanks. And next we have Tiffany Jagged, who's our administrative assistant and beyond, and always learning and expanding her resume that we hope she never uses. And we also are honoring Lori Younger, who's a family advocate. And Lori couldn't be with us today, but she also is a coordinator of that program. So next we have Michelle Weirs, who came to us 20 years ago as our early care and education coordinator and has since tried a lot of jobs. She did our parent offerings, as we call it, parent education. She is currently our family advocate, and she does service coordination for the Agency of Human Services. So Michelle has tried on a lot of different things here, and we're very happy that she came. Come on, Michelle. You want to say anything?
Say a few words.
like Denise said, I've been here for 20 years. I remember celebrating her 10th anniversary when I first came, I think. But yeah, I've worn several hats, all of which I've learned something from. And I've really learned that I don't really like the facility stuff. Thank you, Cindy. But I'm where I need to be, so thank you.
And our last staff recognition is Lori Pacino, who's been with us for 30 years. She started in the basement of her home, working, her connection was with the Bennington County Child Care Association. She did resource and referral and provider education and a variety of activities back then. She's been on site for many, many years. And one of my first memories of Lori is she couldn't remember my name. She called me by a different staff name for probably the first 10 years. So come on up, Lori.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Did it again.
So, thank you. Through these many years, I've gotten really comfortable with public speaking, but I've never done this in front of a camera before. And so I wrote a few notes just so that I could keep myself on track. I think that many of us keep track of time by the children in our lives. And I have two daughters, Erin and Logan. And I remember when Erin was 18 months old, one of my good friend's sons won a trip to Toronto to see some concerts. And Billy at the time was 16 years old, and they wouldn't let him go alone, of course, and nobody could go. So I had to go to Toronto and see Wham and the Pointer Sisters and Bruce Springsteen. So that was a really tough thing to have to do, but that was when Erin was 18 months old. When Logan was 18 months old, I joined the Becca team at Sunrise. And it's hard to believe that my girls are now 30-something, each of them. They pretty much grew up like a lot of our children here at Sunrise. They grew up at Sunrise, and I guess you could say I probably grew up here too. 30 years ago, it doesn't seem like 30 years ago, and yet it seems like yesterday. Time is a funny thing. I don't know how it could have been 30 years already. I've had the pleasure with working and getting to know a lot of people through my life here at Sunrise, and I have to say that's what I value the most. My coworkers, our community partners, the early childhood program here and watching the babies grow up, our early care and education professionals throughout Bennington County, because that's where my work has been mostly through these past 30 years, and then also our Learning Together students. So many wonderful relationships and amazing people, and that's what I will always be thankful for my years at Sunrise. Sunrise strengthens families that we work with, and I'm proud to say that we strengthen our own families within the agency too. There's been some ups and downs through the years, mostly ups, which is really good. I've had offices in all four buildings, right? 4 buildings. And then the 5th would have been my basement where I started working for Becca all those years ago. Sunrise is really a good place to be. So if you're hearing this, or if you're watching this, please keep in mind that Sunrise is currently recruiting for substitute teachers at our early childhood program. And remember, many of us join Sunrise's team for life. So thank you. Now, I had the honor last year of receiving the next award, so I have the honor this year of presenting the award. So I'm going to read this so that I don't forget something. Beginning in 2008, Sunrise annually has recognized a current employee selected by their peers with the Bonnie Prentice Memorial Award. This year, the award is proudly presented to Caitlin Harrington, our Youth Development Coordinator. This award was created to honor the memory of Bonnie Prentice, Sunrise's beloved early care and education teacher. who died in 2007 following a brave battle with cancer. Staff select a colleague that believe best embodies the qualities Bonnie possessed. Caitlin truly exemplifies Bonnie's loving, compassionate, caring, witty, dedicated, humble, and easygoing manner. Caitlin is poised and extremely thoughtful. Her calm nature puts those around her at ease, and she is a natural at self-reflection. And Caitlin always goes above and beyond to help. And I'd like to share a story about Caitlin, and I know there's a whole lot of stories, we could be here all afternoon, but just to share one. She came in late to the office one day, and I was the only one left, so it was really late in the day. And she said, "Is there anybody in Manchester that delivers food?" I said, "Well, gosh, Caitlin, I'm sure the pizza places do, but I don't know of any place else." And she said, "No, one of my students, my people just had their wisdom teeth out, and nobody's home, and she doesn't have anything soft to eat, and she just wants some chicken soup, and so I don't know what I'm gonna, I guess I'm getting in the car." And she packed up and headed out to find chicken soup and take it to this young student in Manchester, and at the very end of her day with little Asa at home. And that's who Caitlin really is. When I asked Caitlin what she enjoys most about working with the youth, this was her answer. "What I enjoy most is being there with them as they achieve the goals they have set for themselves, whether it's getting their permit or driver's license, or getting their first job or their first apartment. These are such big moments for young adults, and it's an honor to be with them and be part of the team, part of that." Caitlin, congratulations, and thank you for your commitment to our youth and our community. The new world of masks. I think they want to take a picture.
Oh.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Lori.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. I did want to say just a couple of things too, if possible. I feel incredibly honored to be receiving the Bonnie Prentice Memorial Award. I did not have the privilege of meeting Bonnie, and I wish I had. As from what I've read and heard, Bonnie was truly exceptional, and the way she cared for the children she worked with. Very grateful to be part of the Sunrise family, and I feel so humbled to be recognized in this way by the fellow staff that I work with. Denise, I could not say enough about the continued support you've given me as a supervisor and a mentor, and I'll always strive to have the compassion that you do for all families. When I stumbled into this position as a youth development program coordinator 5 years ago, thanks to my mom who let me know about the opening, I had never worked with teens and young adults before, and I was amazed at how quickly I loved it. The period of adolescence comes with so many stereotypes, and often negative ones in our culture today. Teens in foster care experience challenges well beyond the norm and often find themselves without people in their lives to turn to. And yet, they are resilient, they continue to seek connection, and they have dreams. These young people entering adulthood are so unbelievably inspiring. I feel privileged to be in the position to walk beside them through their journey. And I won't miss an opportunity to mention how much our community needs more people willing to foster teens in their home, and how much it can make a difference for these youth to have that guidance, stability, support, and love. And I do have so much thanks and appreciation for my own family and my husband and my son, who are there for long hugs at the end of long days. So thank you, everyone.
Well, that was beautiful, and that also concludes our ceremony. Thank you, Pat TV, for coming. Thank you, everybody.